Hello again, this is Alex Chavez with NS Corporation. Bringing to you today our latest innovation in over and under conveyors. I present to you the Excalibur Conveyor. The Excalibur Conveyor was introduced in 2015 at the ICA show. We have several of these units out in the field already. First off, one of the nicest features is that we have all the grease points located on a single point panel. This panel indicates to you what you're lubricating, idler sprocket, roller call-up, or maintenance actuator. Standard, as any conveyor out there, we have a manual override for your roller call-up. You can send up a fork by pressing on this, stepping on it actually. You can see I just sent up a roller. This also can be locked into place. So if you're down, your air is down, you can slow down your conveyor and continually send up rollers. One of the nice features of this conveyor is that it's very quiet. You know, it's rubber stops both on the return of the fork, going up as well on the other side it has a rubber stop. You know, the other feature that we have at this point is it's all stainless steel slider bars, and we use a C block, UHMW C block, which is open. It does not encase the tube, so that way for maintenance it's far easier to do, because all you have to do is remove two bolts and you can slide that block out. These blocks, I've seen them last, we started using that C block in 2009. Rarely have we heard of anybody changing them out, because most people, what they'll do is when they start wearing out, they take out two bolts, pull it out, slide it off to the side, rotate it, put it in. And you can stagger them out. It's like rotating your tires. And then you can get long lifetime out of these. The other thing that this unit has is it's all stainless steel hardware. You can see throughout, all hardware fasteners on the plastic itself, everything is stainless steel. This conveyor also uses an X458 chain with a single axle dolly. But we'll get to that side right now when we send up some rollers. This unit right here is an electric drive. All of our electric conveyors are standard 5 horsepower. We offer hydraulic also, but you know, one of the advantages of electric is, you know, you're running a 5 horsepower motor to run your conveyor versus a 10 horsepower power pack, so half the savings in the electricity there. The other thing is that onboard pull switch, it's all pre-mounted from factory. So you don't have to worry about mounting it off to the side or what have you. It's already mounted right on the spot. One of the features that we've been using on our conveyor since probably 5 years now is an onboard float switch. This float switch, we set it up so that it'll detect the water level in the conveyor pit, not only to protect the electric motor, but to protect the chain too, because we don't want all those contaminants, material inside that pit floating up, getting into the chain and sprockets, bushings, bearings, stuff like that. So it's a standard also on a hydraulic conveyor. So when you lift this up right now, you can see that there's a red beacon over here that's lighting up. You can see that. That red beacon is at the end of the tunnel, which have an audible alarm too, so that indicate that your water level is high. We like to emphasize safety of the equipment, safety of personnel. We also have round UHMW tire guides. It's standard to have them on both sides for our systems, and we like and prefer the round shape, because what we do is when we wear out a 1/4 inch flat on one side, we can just take the hardware out, rotate it, reinsert the hardware, and you can wear it out another 1/4 inch on that other side. Typically about 30 degrees is what you're going to rotate it. And we've had people that have rotated them, you know, 3 times already, and what they'll do is typically the entrance section is what gets worn the most, the first 10 to 20 feet. They'll take those worn pieces, move them down the line, and bring fresher pieces up to the front. One of the other things on this conveyor is the door is all rubber. You know, it's a small gap opening there for the roller to come up. We're using, like I said, a single axle dolly. We'll send up a roller right now. That roller will not go up unless the roller location switch allows it to. We also put that on there as the counter of how many rollers you're sending up. So we've got a couple rollers up there. Now, as you can see, as the rollers go up, I can even manually send a roller up from that side. I'm going to send up a couple from this side so we can shut the unit off. So once we get a couple rollers on the top, I'll show you one of the other features, and probably one of the best features out there of the Excalibur conveyor. With conveyors in the industry is that you either use air tension, which air tension is dependent on pneumatics. So if you lose your air compressor, your conveyor is down. What we've done is we've tried and tested pneumatic tensioning systems, and what we've used and gone back to is a spring tension. Spring tension has been around for probably longer than I've been alive on conveyors. But what we've done is, in the past, with spring tension, what you have to use to compress the chain was a come-along. So what we've done is incorporated a 2-ton screw jack down here, which you'll see in a minute, and you can actuate that with any regular drill with a 3/4 inch socket on it. And just insert that in there. And as you can see, once it bottoms out, it'll start compressing the spring. And that is a 1,600-pound spring, but like I said, the jack is a 2-ton. So we say under 60 seconds, but really it's under 30 seconds. You can compress the spring. Once you compress that box, with the Excalibur conveyor, you have a 2.5 inch top deck gap, which allows the rollers, single axle rollers, to come up, and you can work on the top. You can change rollers, remove links. So once you're done with that, and I mean you can do that on the bottom, but it's more convenient to do it on the top. Once you're done with that, all you got to do is set the drill in reverse. Actually, of course, reconnect your chain. Go the opposite direction. And as you can see, the slider box is moving. The screw jack is actually releasing that spring tension. Now the chain that is taut, the screw jack is going to start moving back. You can see where it's moving. Eventually, you get it down to the operating zone, and you want to leave it in the operating zone. The other feature of this is when this spring reaches its maximum extension, the driver itself is going to be in the maintenance point right here. So that's also a good indicator, hey, my chain is too long, it's time to remove a link. Now, like I said, any common drill, cordless drill with a 3/4 inch socket will do the trick. And now if you see here, like I was saying before, there's a rubber stop on the other side for the fork going up. The cylinder has a rubber stop. So it's very quiet conveyor. I did mention that it's a 1/2 inch top deck, a standard. This is the electric drive and the 5 horsepower, which is a standard, like I said, for all conveyors, with a Hiko gearbox. And it's a 5/8 steel mounting plate. And as you can see, it's a very clean, very easily to access conveyor. The axis is all there. The rollers you can work up on top, all stainless steel hardware. And the neatest feature is, the jack, and then the simplicity of the design in the box itself. That you can replace the C blocks without disassembling the whole thing. You can take out the sprocket with just removing 4 bolts. Now that you can compress the spring back, gives you all that room, compress that spring in 30 seconds. You can remove 4 bolts, pull out that shaft and sprocket, put in a new one, and you're back in business. You want to take the whole thing out, you take out these 2 bolts right here on the slider bar, pull it out, pretty much everything just starts falling out of place, and you start pulling out parts. And you can visit us at nswash.com for more information.